Hey everyone, this is Derek here. Welcome to another exciting PUBG Mobile Lite replay courtesy of PUBG Mobile Lite Replays, a new channel on YouTube, which I will leave a link to in the video description down below. Going to be taking a look quick at the minimap. This game starts around Stadium, which is pretty much school. Then it goes to Downtown, which is Razak, and then it goes to Sinkland, which is kind of like Watertown, and finally finishes up on Delta. So we get to explore some more of this small 2x2 kilometer map. If you have gameplay that takes you to Factory or Pilot Plaza or Eastport, definitely send it to DerekGReplays@gmail.com because, well, we haven't seen those locations yet, and I'm curious how they differ or compare to other locations on Erangel, the normal version of PUBG Mobile, that we're very familiar with. So you can see here that they have dropped. He's playing duos, and most of these kills are bots. He does point that out. So I'm pretty sure because this is like a super new game that hey, look at that, the apartments. So the apartments to the east of school are looking a little bit smaller. I don't think there are as many as in the normal version. So they're in a very similar position. However, like other aspects of the game, PUBG Mobile Lite just a little simplified. So this is running off of Core 0.5.0. That was the update that introduced Miramar. It came out about 2 months ago or so now. And that is why you can carry two pistols at the same time still. There's no dedicated pistol slot. And there are some other changes too. I honestly don't even know them all, but there are a few, like there's no SLR because that was introduced in 0.7.0. There's no first person because that was introduced with 0.6.0, I think. So here we go. We're just going up and down, looting Stadium, which is school. I'm just going to call it school, honestly, because it's the same building. So got a first aid kit, some armor, and it looks like by and large, the loot here seems to be slightly better than school. I haven't seen it yet, but that's because he hasn't gone into the auditorium yet. And once he does, you'll see some pretty awesome equipment, or even in this room. Look at that. We've got an AK, another first aid kit, an M16, frag grenade. Just a really good room. So he's got a quick draw for that, some more 7.62. Looks like he's going to be using 5.56 and 7.62, so he's going to keep one of each. And some pretty awesome loot there. There's a Mini 14 with more rounds of 5.56. I don't think he has any optics yet, though. There's another Mini 14, another AK, a SCAR, another AK. So just tons of ARs everywhere. And remember, the ARs are better than they are now because you can put an 8x scope on them. So yeah, definitely looking pretty good. The first supply drop plane has already flown overhead. He swapped the SCAR for an M4. It's a good choice. And he has quite a bit of ammo for both of the weapons too. So looking good there. There's a police vest level 2, an energy drink. And it looks like they're alone. And like I said, I think that's because maybe it's because the game's so new and they're still like testing stuff out. But basically everybody's a bot pretty much. So I don't know if there are any other real people in this game. There might be one or two, but the purpose of this video is, well, because the first gameplay video was cool, but it was also pretty choppy, and a lot of you realized that like the FPS was really low. So this game is a lot smoother, and I figured let's get you guys some more gameplay footage from PUBG Mobile Lite. There's an extended magazine for that AR, awesome. And that way you get a better sense of how the game plays, because it honestly looks very, very similar to playing PUBG Mobile on smooth graphics. Oh, there's a suppressor for an AR. Awesome. Actually, so he's double suppressed right now. So like I said, you can see how the school, or they call it Stadium, seems to have just a little bit. I mean, maybe it's just, a sample size of one game, but it seems to have a little bit better equipment than I'm used to finding in school on the normal version of PUBG Mobile. So I don't know if loot tables were slightly adjusted or if they just had a lucky game here, but to leave with double AR suppressed, quite a bit of ammo, level 2 armor, it's pretty good. I mean, sometimes you're left, leaving the school with a shotgun and a micro Uzi or something. So here he goes, going towards the sound of the gunfire. And this is a complex of buildings that's a lot larger than normal Erangel. There's a road here, and there are buildings across the street. There's a warehouse. That's actually where I made the video about the smiley face warehouse, how to get onto the roof of that. So yeah, there are definitely a lot more buildings off that way. Up here is the hill to his south right now. That looks very similar to how it looks in the normal game. It's basically just a large, pretty bare hill with trees. So check out that double suppress. That's pretty cool. You don't see that a lot for sure. And he has extended. No, he has a quick draw on the AK, and then he has an extended on the M4. So there's an extended quick draw though. So now he's going to have extended and extended quick draw on both weapons. So good find there. It's got a UMP too. So like I said, looks very, very similar, at least as far as like textures and, you know, the details of the weapons and the houses and the layout of the houses. And it looks very, very similar to how it does in the normal version. So I still haven't been able to play it yet. I will make a video. I'll make like a channel update video. There's another extended quick draw. That's awesome. So I'll make a channel update video coming out in a few hours from now. We're going to be sharing a couple tips. I'm going to be asking for your feedback on what sort of videos you guys want to see, how often you want to see them and stuff. And then I'll also share a tip about changing your DNS settings to potentially get into PUBG Mobile Lite. However, at least for me, even though I was able to get into the game, I wasn't able to create an account. So unfortunately, I was probably just a little too late to the party. So even though my device was allowing me to get in, it wasn't saying server did not respond. Unfortunately, well, it said registration is full. That's the error message I've been getting for the last 2 days now, and I don't know if there's a way around that if you don't already have an account. Now, if you already have an account and you change DNS settings, like I said, don't worry, I'll explain that in better detail in the next video I put out. But if you already have an account, then you can play. But if you don't have an account, at least my understanding is I'm unable to play at this point, which is unfortunate. So this is Razak, which they call downtown. So it's located very similarly, like related to the school. It's kind of like northwest of the school. And like I said, you know, very similar to what we see in the normal game. So there he goes. He's waiting to see if his teammate would pick up the AUG, but he didn't. So he's going to go grab it instead. There is presumably a bot shooting around him and then able to get him with a headshot. So like I said, I don't think any of these people are real. So, you know, sure, it kind of diminishes the number of kills, but the gameplay is by and large a lot smoother, and it's a lot easier to see what this game is all about. So the game is a lot smaller. Like I mentioned in the other video I put out on PUBG Mobile Lite, this version of the game is only about it's like 250 to 300 megabytes. I think it's actually closer to 250, which is way less than normal PUBG Mobile, which is over like 1.5 gigabytes. So if you're limited in the amount of data you have to download the game, then this version's a lot smaller, which is nice. And if you have a older device or a less powerful device, then this might be a good compromise because, well, you potentially could run it with as little as 1 gigabyte of RAM, whereas the normal version of PUBG Mobile requires, I think it's at least 2, but recommended 3 gigs. And the way they were able to like shrink the size of the game so much is because, well, they only have one map. It's a smaller map. They don't have arcade mode, and they don't have first person. So all they have is third person classic on this small map. But hey, I mean, as far as phone games go, I mean, if you told me even a couple years ago that you'd have a free phone game like this that could run on older devices, I'd say I don't know about that. So just the fact that this exists is pretty cool, and it's so new that I'm sure they are going to be improving it and adding features to it just like they do for PUBG Mobile. So that was cool that we already looted one airdrop. It looks like he's heading towards a second airdrop, and we're now making our way towards those buildings that are part of, like, it's like the sunken city, but I don't think they're actually in the water. So I think this is like a different town that is just set up along that main road, and just a cool location. So like I said, still looking for more gameplay videos if you guys have ones that take you to the corners of the map, because, well, now we've seen now this one and the other gameplay, we've seen like downtown and the middle of the map because, well, that's a good place to drop. It's typically where the games are going to end. Look at all those bots who just spawned together. So like I was saying, you know, if you have gameplay that takes you to the corners, or even if you just drop in the corners of the map, explore them, and then go to the center to win the game, that would be cool to see, because I'm curious, like, how does the port, there's a port to the northeast of the map that looks like it has shipping containers. Is that more like Novo? Is it more like Georgiapal, or is it totally different? Because there is that small town, I forget the name of it, but in Miramar, the southeast part of Miramar, there's a coastal town that has some crates on it, or some shipping containers. So is the loot really good there, or maybe it's not as good? Down to the southwest of the map, there you can see it looks like a factory is some mix. Maybe it's multi-power, maybe it's multi-factory, I don't know. So things like that, you know, I'm curious, because those are great places to loot normally. Are there any underground places? Are there any bunkers that carried over? Is there a shelter? So lots of questions definitely remain unanswered, and if I can get into PUBG Mobile Lite, then I will try to answer some of them through my own gameplay, but until that happens, I'm left relying on you guys for gameplay. So that would be pretty cool. DerekGreplays@gmail.com, that's where you send them. If I don't cast your thing or don't get back to you, don't worry, I'll try to eventually, but I've been getting a ton of messages, which is awesome, but also kind of overwhelming. So that's the reason why, you know, if you don't see anything back from me in a few days, just know that I have like a couple hundred messages, and I just can't spend hours going through each one. So it's just a matter of trying to pick and choose what I think will do best on the channel, and just keep sending your stuff in, because that's the best way that, you know, I'll notice it and definitely eventually cast it. So you can see some more bots running along the road further away, using the AUG with that vertical grip. It's pretty stable with the vertical grip. There's his teammate getting a kill with that SKS, doing some work with that. Now they are moving across the bridge over to Delta. That's where it looks like this game is going to close. You can see a Dacia along the side of the road, so there are vehicles. Not entirely sure how useful they'll be, but they're still fun. And I mean, I guess if you're like, that's where a vehicle would be useful, is if you want to explore the edges of the map and then still be able to get into the zone. That's an easy way to do it, because the map's so small that you can drive across it in a matter of minutes, if that. So I'm not sure what Delta looks like. It's one of those, I don't really know if it looks like anything. I think they just maybe built this as a different location. I mean, obviously all the house models look similar to what we're familiar with, but their placement, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys know where this is from. But that guy looked like he was almost like crouching and then popping up, so maybe a real person, I don't know. Here's another person along the side of the, but he's not shooting. Oh no, he has a DP and he doesn't use it. So there you go. Down to 2 people left, and that is it. And one of them is stuck in the water. So I've got 2 people left, and this guy's just chilling. So I'm not sure. I guess it's a bot whose programming malfunctioned and he just got stuck. There's a little island out there. That's kind of cool. But Delta itself is an island, just like the island to the north, or is it northwest of Razak? I don't know, that one with the bridge over it. This one's bigger than that, but cool to see. And yeah, a fun video, a fun PUBG Mobile Lite gameplay for you guys. I think there's going to be like 24 total kills or something, so yeah, obviously a lot of them are bots, but still an exciting game. Got to explore some different parts of the map. And if you enjoyed it, definitely give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends to help grow the channel, because I certainly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, definitely consider doing that now too, for tons more PUBG Mobile content, including gameplay, tips and tricks, loot locations, and a whole lot more always coming soon. So my name's DerekG, and I hope to see you on the battlefield soon, or in my Discord server, which right now we're doing until the 24th. I think it's the 24th of August. We're doing a giveaway. So definitely head over to the Discord server if you're not already a member. Check out the new giveaway text channel, and from there you can enter for free.